Monica! I don't want to see you back here and— I'm sorry,
No,
Why is
wait!
Huh? Who do you think you are telling me— Wait a sec. Navia? Huh. So, you're bringing backup now.
Savannah, is this how you always treat your staff?
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here now. And last time I checked, the Hotel de Boer doesn't take orders from the Spina di Rosula.
Of course. How you run your kitchen is none of our business. But when
Overworked? I've said it before and
But Thomas
Monica, back inside!
huh?
Just do as you're told!
Wow! What a horrible—
Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some drama. Her name is Savannah. Ever since she took the job, she's been enforcing One guy was so overworked, he collapsed.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I don't deserve to be a chef.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to mediate. Savannah is adamant that for Ma's exhaustion and illness, our next thought was to talk to the other chefs, and that's why I'm here.
Oh, shit!
Oh, no. And besides, yeah, meaning it's...
Paimon will join you.
Guys, it's a really famous chef just joined the Spina di...
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to... This is a small token from...
Monica's the one apologizing?
Our head chef has been a little...
All right.
Thank...
A little highly strung, huh?
Paimon doesn't get it.
Well, according to Fermat's family, she hasn't...
Oh, Paimon total... Huh? Hold on. Fine.
Escoffier? History. After the culinary genius Modeste himself.
Gâteau de Boer. That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell a few slices a day, right? Wow. Why the heck would she let Savannah take her place?
Well, but none of the...
The Fortress of Mirabede?
Escoffier didn't have to stay in the fortress for long.
So that's what...
Even though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, so... I'm guessing what Monica wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and...
Oh, Paimon gets it! Monica wants Escoffier to... It's simple. If the new head...
Well, about that...
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after 3.5 minutes on the stove! You'd have had more sense serving hot water. At least then you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom! What do you say, Hilaire?
I'm sorry, Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
As you can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out.
Yes, Chef.
Then go back and do it again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
Yes, Chef.
Excuse us,
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to talk to Escoffier when she's in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up.
Looks like the rush hour is finally over. Is it always?
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef. Well, In her words, the Hotel de Boer.
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Oh,
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them going to waste.
Firmo. That's the second.
He's the chef that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. He decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows their situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Hey, I heard that, Navia! I've told you before, no one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't serve his failed dishes, so...
Yeah, failed dishes that just so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
So, you two must be the world-famous traveler and her companion, Paimon.
Oh, so you know us already.
Oh, I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tab, but I don't work for the Hotel de Boer anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right... Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
What?
Well, she was a much gentler person back then. A little timid, even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
That's hard to believe. Are we definitely talking about...
Honestly, I do wonder if she's just emulating me. I mean, I'm not the most pleasant head chef to be around either. Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her... Fiamar and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Escoffier. Look at this note.
She mentioned me.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still...
Monica.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation. All we're...
Oh, Monica. Oh, Monica.
Escoffier?
I can't believe her! Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly. Look at all that on the wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe. Unbelievable! I won't stand for this. She has to learn. Come on, we're going.
Wait, so now she's...
Let's go catch up to her. We don't want to keep her...
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think...
But, please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna... Okay, I know. I'll kneel before you.
What the heck?
Get up, Monica! Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward? If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go...
That's some backwards logic? How can you...
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall
I mean, Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference, we all knew that it came from a good place. But these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to... And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started working again in the Fleuve Cendre.
Monica, you don't need to call me chef. I'm not the boss here anymore.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own. What happened back then? That banquet was a huge event, and so many staff were involved every step of the way. With so many moving parts, there's...
Lumaline? What's that?
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute. Produced from an extract of the
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer.
They also found that overuse. Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made its.
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake. But you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a place where tensions are constant. And now look at you. A fry chef in the.
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern is no.
Oh, the Fleuve Sandra, you say? Great. That's where I'm dining from now on.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was.
If only Savannah was half.
I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef? So, you do remember who's boss? Escoffier? I thought you'd left this place for good. What are you doing back here?
What happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this? When I turned this place over to you,
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job. You're not the boss here anymore, so stop acting like you own the place.
Whoa. Sounds like.
Oh, Savannah! My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills, or are you still using the Pluie Lotus as an off-brand markup, thinking
That's none of your business!
What happened?
Ho ho! I was not expecting to.
Fan Asian?
Aye, miladies. Might I make a humble suggestion? Given that we have.
The traditional way?
That's right! I'm talking, of course.
According to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's menu to disagreements over the strategic direction of the restaurant. The cooking contest would decide who had the final say.
Huh. It sounds like they had a lot of free time on their hands.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. But in fact, the cooking contest played an enormous role in motivating chefs to hone their skills, reaching new. And indeed, the.
Reintroduction? Someone
What say you, Escoffier? Surely you, of all people.
Sure, I reinstated it.
I see no issue as long as both sides.
Exhibition. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Boer to me.
What? The Codex de Boer?
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secrets. It's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary.
present and former. Wait, but
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own.
Don't take me for I want your copy. The original.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something.
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift.
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue. As long as both sides. And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the Codex. Well, Escoffier, you against me.
You sound. Alright then, let's see how much you've actually grown. I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this.
Believe me, I'll show you.
Escoffier?
this whole bake-off thing kind of came.
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's.
That's patently false. At least.
Okay. That's what.
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe. Back in the day, he and his good friend Savelli explored far and wide, partly adventuring, partly looking. For instance, so rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But everyone who tried, Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hotel de Boer, which, especially Modeste, he was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius. And over time, the recipes from his...
Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the
What? No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly evolving art form. How can Anyway, never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise to fame. And that was it. The end of the Hotel de Boer's heyday. If even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of...
Oh! So the Codex really isn't
Yes, well, that's fiction. And this is reality.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Boer they sell.
Wait, really? Why though? Didn't that recipe make it in?
It did, but like I said, it's the dusty old book now. So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical record. As for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day, well, you've got vanity.
Oh! Huh.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de... Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're...
Anyway, before I left my role as head
Could it be... symbolic?
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as a parting gift. Meanwhile, maybe from her point of view...
You think so? The only thing is, it was hers to...
What? Huh.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just... It means vesting her in this bake-off. And then getting however much she's changed since we worked together.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula...
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Now, if I had to push it, I could probably do the...
Well, that's easy.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished...
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks perfecting, even if it means competing against the...
confident. I like it. Alright, let's start... Brace yourself, because the next step is anything but a kind of special food. But this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment. So that
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Paimon's never used anything this weird before. Cool. No, weird.
off to the freezer! And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our...
Wow! Even the smell is so much more...
Absolutely not! Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors. I'll demonstrate again. Now, watch closely. Slowly and carefully. Not a drop too much, and not a drop... And voila! Now it's your turn. Not terrible, but the Traveler's work was surprisingly good. Are you sure you've never done this before? You got on... that goes without saying. Still, credit where credit's due. Alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook. That's right, the truth. How's it going? Have you... Look at that! With the grease...
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything.
6 points.
What? Oh,
That's 6 out of 100.
what?
You say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from by that logic, I suppose you think listening to...
Aww.
Me next! I'll have you know that this batch of macarons has 2 whole tablespoons less sugar than my...
So you went from 12 tablespoons to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar. 6 points.
Aw.
Now to the final dish.
So,
This is our
8 points.
darn.
Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation. I have to give this one 8 points out of 10. Maybe even 9 points.
What? How did you pull that off?
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can tell that you've put many... I can really taste the grace of the snow-winged goose in this dish. The traveler's journey, with all its trials...
Hey, you made that last...
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square.
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe Paimon and Navia should keep practicing and see how it goes?
Chef Escoffier.
Oh, it's Hilaire. What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest. You're doing Gâteau de Bourg, right? I was just wondering if you needed any help.
And you think you're up to the task, do you?
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, Traveler, I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to help.
Yeah, I was...
Don't you worry. I'll be... The fact is,
Firma, have you even set...
I... Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
What do you call this, Firma?
I can't seem to grip my knife.
Do it again! Again! Again!
I...
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then I...
Dad, talk to me.
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Monica, when did you get here?
Probably because you were all... But anyway, Firma, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person...
Oh, come on.
She sounds like...
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like...
What is this? It looks like a dog's been out.
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again. but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
Every time you remake it, you just...
Either straighten yourself out.
So now, it seems like just picking up a kitchen utensil gives me...
Oh man, that must be awful.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
How can you give up so easily, Fia? And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes.
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier and heavier as the shift went on. Maybe Savannah was right.
Dad.
I see. I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage...
But what if you can't find another assistant in time? Clearly, I'm in no
You think being one person short, even if I had to go it alone, I would present...
Oh, well, Paimon and Navia will still keep practicing, just in case.
And so will I.
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse, we can always get the Spina di Rosula to put out an emergency call for chefs. There's got...
Actually, I thought maybe I could help. That's sort of why I'm here.
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going to...
You do this for us? Thank you so much.
All right, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah? Joining the other...
I know, but it's all right. I've made up my mind. I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways...
Well, Paimon didn't think we'd be poaching from Savannah's staff to get our third person, but there you go. Anyway, Monica's a professional chef.
Great! Then it's settled.
Spina sponsored?
Well, I promise to...
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
All right, if you insist, then prepare for some of the finest... That's not a bad idea,
That was a dream come true.
Why, Savannah? Oh, nothing. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That might explain why Savannah's so desperate to get her hands on it. But I can't find anything. It's just some hastily scribbled recipes in between diary entries from Modeste. The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private tips and notes from years. Yeah, maybe. Still, it's just hard we were. At least I always... She was a little shy, but meticulous with everything, and those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause fear. Well, I mean to an extent, of course. I pushed hard, and the idea that she turned out like this because of me is difficult to come to terms with. I wonder if this is how Modeste... Yes, with his good friend and co-founder of the Hotel de Boer, Savelli. The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Boer and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But his newfound fame slowly... Unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks at every turn. And with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions, people started gossiping about Savelli, and the relationship between the two everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste that was it. One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy. Unlikely. It's a popular theory, but there's no real basis for it. At least there are... Still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. All we can do is try to make sure the present doesn't... And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her... Really? Well, I like the confidence.
It's cooking contest day! To the...
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking.
Mesdames et messieurs,
Savannah, I've brought the original copy of the codex you asked.
Monica?
in the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in a double-blind format. Once the dishes are complete, they will be sent to the back of the kitchen where they'll each receive. The labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed.
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair and impartial.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make...
Both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, let the Hôtel de Bord cooking contest commence!
Monica, even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right?
Alphonse! Gaspar! Get to work! Do not disappoint me.
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like in
Even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right? Off to the freezer! That should be enough flavoring.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, traveler!
The balance of flavors is about right, but the quantity is too low. thing!
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's check on Savannah's progress.
I think this flavor profile is still a little bit off.
Enough!
Wow! Is Savannah serious?
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg. That was perfect! We were like a flock of snowing geese, completely in sync, working gracefully and elegantly together.
Time's up! Contestants, please!
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10! Only because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little...
Huh? Really?
Alright, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite and already this aroma is a delight to the sense.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a
How exciting! I think maybe someone got a little carried away when they were adding the sugar.
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too. This is all over the place. Who made this?
It appears the decision is unanimous. This...
And Paimon thought this...
Something's not right here.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau...
What? It's... Savannah?
No! That's impossible!
Hey, Savannah! You cheated, didn't you? You cheater! What did you do? Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't you?
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went... It was Vanny Gem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're... Isn't it more likely that a
You take that back!
Judges, we demand a rematch!
That's enough! What's done is done. As head chef, or rather as team lead, Savannah, I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off.
I don't know...
If you want the Codex to bore that much...
Escoffier, no!
But you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma. and compensate him for everything you...
It's a little late to be negotiating terms.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? But only on the condition that you...
Fine. I'll treat... So, will that be all, ex-head...
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss. Just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing. I don't...
Alright, fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Escoffier?
The Codex de Boer! Finally.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah! The Codex is...
It's alright. It was just a bake-off, not the end of the world. I'm already over it. Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma. That's mission accomplished for the Spina. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything...
No. No! This doesn't make any sense!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it! This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
It's nothing life-threatening.
Oh, I knew it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the... She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques...
But why? Why would she do that?
Our best guess is... she doesn't want to be seen as less of a chef than Escoffier.
And there it is.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger out on the rest of you.
Yeah, and it's definitely no excuse for cheating.
About that, we honestly have no idea how she...
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling...
Not to worry. Come on.
Well?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat...
Is it really that bad? I made...
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates. The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
I'm sorry. I was forced into it. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. Whatever's going on with you, just spill the beans. There's no need to hide it.
I was the one...
Food safety. Wait, you mean the Lumalene incident? So you procured the contaminant?
I think so. Savannah and I were on procurement that day, but I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue, but the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to blackmail me with...
This is crazy! So Savannah pressured you into sabotage...
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. The thought of Chef Escoffier finding out that I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? All this fuss over a little slip-up?
Huh?
Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, so you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that. Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing.
You mean...
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility for your mistake. You should tell Vanagem to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find... Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex would come?
I have my suspicion.
What happened to me?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left.
Now that you mention it, I noticed it, but the difference was so small. I'm sure no one would.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why Savannah would get so hung up on it. So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night. Determined.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Thinking back on it now,
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. But after countless setbacks, she's getting more. And at some point along the way, she switched from
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting the original. Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine. The only.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex, only to discover that the seeing how utterly wrong she was must have.
There's still one thing that does. She might not be on the same level as us.
You'd think so, but.
New head chef, you say? What's her name? I don't think I've heard of her before.
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without Escoffier at the helm?
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it... Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
All this time, I've...
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Let's give her the day to calm down. I'm sure you'll have the chance.
In that case, I'll go and update Vermont and his family. I wonder what he'll make of all this.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
That was a long day.
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose? Every year, they migrate long distances in search of a... Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore, but what those poets don't know is that during a migration, once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock. And so, the truth is that leadership, with all the I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this notion that there's some sort of... Cooking is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, same recipe, and same environment, I see no reason why two different... Of course, some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people I'd have no reason to expect so much from others. Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna get to the bottom of why Savannah failed. And come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life, pointing out all the mistakes she's made along the way. Then...
Why are we here? Check on her? Oh no. Escoffier, are you
I'm fine. Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all? Alright. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from Cafe Lutece, but either way, hurry!
For you. Sure thing. We're here to go. Huh? Oh, I see. First cup.
Coffee. I smell coffee. I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler in Paimon.
Glad to hear it, but make sure to catch up on your...
I think I've...
Wait, what investigate?
I'll save it for when everyone else gets... Yes, except my...
Escoffier! Have you seen Savannah?
Huh? No.
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little only to find an I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hotel de Bord. If she's not here, then...
Boss, Escoffier...
Alphonse? You're supposed to be
We were, but then, just after you left...
Oh, looks like...
Wait a second. This feels... Of course, from the Codex. Yeah, but... I don't understand.
The Codex de Bord? Then, this place marked in red...
Seriously? So now she set her sights...
Ugh, idiot. Does she have a...
Hold on. There's more.
It was you. It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean that Savannah...
Retrieve the Codex, so the cooking contest and the cheat...
She's keeping...
Ugh, this is all... First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica...
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together as soon as I read your threat letter. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan, wasn't it, Monica?
We should be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
Whoa! This place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A public
Huh? Some blubber beasts have come to join the. Aw, they ran off!
that could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the end.
Well.
Good point.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus, and the path opened to us.
We have to feed the blubber beasts? See, this is why you should always bring snacks.
There is no time for that. Romaritime flowers and Lumitoile will have to do.
A little amuse-bouche!
Blubber beasts or not, are we?
Trust me, they'll love it.
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the.
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double back.
Hey, be careful! Scare them off too much and they might not come back again.
A dash of frosting!
Wow, it's really.
The tracks turned back again. Oh, so annoying. Hey, it's open!
Hey, give me your water.
Here.
I said your.
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden. Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any. Did you not hear me? Get.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear.
Ha! Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain. First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli. He offered Modeste his friendship only to murder him out of vanity. He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this place. So you see, you're no—
I am no Savelli. Nor—
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself if you're vindictive? You didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the—
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness.
Ooh, feist.
I somehow doubt that. Since I
What?
Ever since I learned the truth. I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now—
But you drank it too!
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica!
You. Oh, you're too much. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these—
No.
Revenge is a— You're a lousy chef.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now—
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You got a good You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me.
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica!
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around.
You can't!
Stay back if you want her alone. Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you, but—
Monica, what do you hope—
A recipe! Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the
Are you serious? You're here—
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. No, he and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure. We're talking about a powerful stimulant that also That's right. I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine.
Will you listen to yourself? You're completely delusional.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure. You'll see what a fool you've been.
Wait, what's...
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's lucky the whole place didn't—
Uh-oh. Savannah's going to...
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward.
That's true. Even if she...
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route. The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere. Probably awakened by the explosion just now. Alright, Night Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping. Let's light it up! A dash of frosting! Watch out! Hiya! Hey there! Another door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests. Off to the freezer! Cha! Ha! Yeah! A dash of frosting! It seems to really like the texture of Rome maritime flowers.
A proper send-off from the Spinaway Club.
No, my sword!
Farewell!
I never knew you could process Lumitwol like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down. Lumitwols and maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
That's strange. These don't look Grimoirian to me.
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but you're
Trust our adventurers' instincts. We're, okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's dead. Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her
No kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes.
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's
been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. Sadly, the treasure of Remoria. That's what we used to call it. Modeste was right about its potential. Our limited stock of the substance meant that the gâteau could only be produced on a small scale. But he was praised as a genius. While Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone just how great the gulf was between us. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career. I told myself that maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind, unfortunately,
So it was Savelli.
I always thought it was just a legend.
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste? If it's all true, maybe Savelli really did have something to do with it.
The taste of gâteau, being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, he found it was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included. In hindsight, it made perfect. Over the course of the finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything. And because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him. Yet despite everything,
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica...
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Also, neither the Codex nor any other contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of Remoria.
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing that. But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would be swift and merciless. What would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the... I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to protect his name. It may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand in his demise. I would rather the world believe a tale of genius and jealousy. The final loose end is the evidence here. At the bottom of the sea.
Huh? What's wrong?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened...
The treasure of Remoria. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. But I have to thank you too, Savannah. But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of Remoria is mine! It's empty?
Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Escoffier?
Savelli's final act! So he came here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred that remained.
This can't be happening! All that for an empty jar?
Monica, don't do anything stupid! This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Praise be to Lord. You bought.
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else! Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out! Let's light it up!
Not too far now.
A proper send-off from the Spina with love. Ha! Yeah! Why is this place still shaking? Either way, it's all her. Enough chit-chat. Let's get out!
get what I want, neither will any of you. I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
You're a psycho!
When did you wake up?
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Traveler? Okay, let's go!
Escoffier! Savannah!
Venejem! What do you...
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the...
We had to do something.
I don't deserve any of you. It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I couldn't come back, Escoffier.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head.
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because of you. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here?
Escoffier's right. Sure, you nitpick our work and get us to do things over a lot.
Things were pretty rough after us.
Our customers know. At the end of the day, we...
No, I get what...
Well, about that,
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Firmal, I'm so sorry, but... I'm too...
Actually, I think I'm...
Huh?
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. And as it turns out,
No way!
It can. High doses pose a small dose might
No wonder.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small.
There's...
You mean...
Oh, so...
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff, so you better make sure you reflect on your behavior and apologize.
I will. I'm sorry. There still... Is it just...
It's because the heating element in your oven is broke.
What?
Huh?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed that all the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem. I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both—
No. I spent so long... It all comes back to...
Oh, cut it out! Do you know how long I spent perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? And you've been head chef now for what? 6? You clearly have no idea how many genius or not. Everyone makes mistakes. You're only a lousy... Surely you haven't forgotten.
That's our...
Haha! Sounds like...
Aw, what a perfect...
So you got your mojo back now?
Yeah.
Aw, friends again! So nice to see them finally settle their beef.
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
But that was mostly
Right. And also, does it have to be right?
No, so grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is happening today. Right now, this instant.
Hey, so,
The second cooking contest commences now!
This time, no more games, and no holding back!
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
The results are in! Alert!
Quite rightly, too. Piece of cake.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah...
Now, where were we? I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all this... I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need me anymore. So I decided to step down and look for new...
Improve how?
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Liyue, and in her, I saw so many new possibilities. She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime mucus, lizard tails, there's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored, hiding away in ingredients we overlook. Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers?
What?
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs, and the other half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen.
Uh-oh. I'm unsettling.
Don't worry, it's not going to be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. In the meantime, take this. It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Boer revised version. I tweaked...
All right!
Oh, of course. I've already promised Vanishem that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure...
You know, Paimon's still... Surely Monica wouldn't have gotten drawn in so deeply if she practically dedicated her life...
Since you mentioned the treasure, the so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitoiles, better known to us as
Huh? So then...
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back then. And as for the Lumiline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. Even if Sibeli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would be worth that.
So after all that, there was... Feels strange to say it, but...
Hey! Huh? Navia?
You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. They ran a special issue. Did you see anything like this down there? Freshly experts say it has immense artistic and...
Wait! Isn't that...
If only it was still in one piece. Some